Hey guys, it's the Frugalnista and welcome to my channel, my dining room specifically. Okay guys, this is so funny. Okay, I was tagged in the dinner tag way back in August. Now most of you know I was going through a lot in the month of August. So I just stuck this tag in my dinner folder. And I pull this out when I'm having guests over for my list. As you guys know, it is, well, you may not know, it's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. And I'm doing like the rest of y'all doing. I'm making lists, checking it twice. I'm coming in here, cleaning. You know, I got guests coming, so I'm going crazy. But I saw this dinner tag. I still want to do it. I was tagged by the boss lady, Sharon. Hey, what's up, girl? I'm finally going to do this tag because I think it's a really fun tag. It went around the YT. I remember when it went around, but again, I was going through a lot in August. And I think I want to do this tag, so let me go through the 10 questions really, really quick and tell you my answers. Okay, guys, now y'all know I can't just jump into the questions. I have a story for everything, and this one is no exception. It's Thanksgiving week. It is a Tuesday before. Today I'm heading off to pick up me some collard greens. I like to get my vegetables a couple of days before. I will start my baking on tomorrow, and Thursday, by the grace of God, I hope to have the turkey on the table and my guests satisfied. So, you know, you're just running around doing crazy things. And thinking about this tag, my last video was about food. I did a review of Pattie LaBelle's sweet potato pie. I'll link that down below. Y'all check it out if you want to see what I thought about the pie. More so than my review, check it out for the comments and how passionate. It's not to me that we are about pies in America or in YouTube land or social media land. I think we're just passionate about food. I just thought that was so cool that people can be so passionate about something that you eat. But when I really thought about it, guys, if you think about it, I have friends that love cannolis. I like a cannoli. I have friends that love baklava. I like baklava. It's the same thing with that sweet potato pie. I have friends who haven't even tasted a sweet potato pie. They like pumpkin pie. So I just find that things like this tag video, food is kind of like, it's almost like in our DNA, guys. When I think about food, especially with, you know, me losing my mother and my mom could cook, this will be my first Thanksgiving without her. I think about my grandmother. I think about just the traditions, and I think food is such a staple in every community. When you talk about like a staple dish, like a sweet potato pie, you're going to have some really passionate opinions on both sides. When in reality, nobody is right or nobody is all wrong. It's just that people can get so passionate about their food. And I just thought it was comical. And again, y'all check that video out, you know, just kind of talking about food. But let me start with this. Okay, guys, the first question is my favorite Crockpot meal. Okay, guys, I love pulling my Crockpot out, especially this time of year. It is a quick fix for a good hearty meal. I like doing chicken, but I think my favorite is a roast, like a roast. I like doing like a nice roast piece of beef. I usually, you know, get like a maybe 3-4 pound small little chuck roast, and I like cooking it with the fat side up so the fat can drain back into my, you know, meat and all of the stuff that I put in it. Now, I have done it several ways, but my all-time favorite is really, really quick. I take some Lipton onion soup or just any kind of dry onion soup, sprinkle that on top. I also put my vegetables, you know, along the side. Sometimes I do small potatoes, or I'll chop up a potato, carrots, and to give it a nice kick, I like using a Dr. Pepper or a Coke. I prefer the Dr. Pepper the best, but a Coke in a pinch. And that really gives a really, really nice gravy. And then I just kind of mix in a brown gravy to make a thicker gravy. But sometimes I have it just like that. But a nice roast in a crock pot is my favorite. Okay, the next question is favorite easy cleanup meal. Anything where I'm using aluminum foil in a roaster or in a casserole dish. If I make my indoor ribs, I usually line it with a, just a sheet of aluminum foil. And that way, all I do, seriously, guys, is just pick up the aluminum foil and throw it away and just kind of rinse out whatever I cooked it in. So, yeah, probably ribs done, you know, baked ribs, barbecue ribs, you know, just using aluminum foil. Okay? Okay, number 3, favorite Pinterest dish. Y'all already know I'm not a Pinterest girl. Even when I'm looking up a recipe online and it sends you to Pinterest, you know how it blocks it off so you can't see, and it wants you to create a name or an account so you can see the rest of the pictures. I get frustrated with the whole process of Pinterest, and I just kind of X out of it. So I'm going to say favorite cookbooks, because it's kind of the same thing, scanning. I like hard copies anyway, guys. Y'all know I picked this up from my Dollar Tree. It's by Southern Living. And before that, guys, I picked up every Southern Living little book that I can find. This is a 2002. They usually do around the holidays. Here is a 2003. I have a bunch of these in my collection, guys. And here is a book called The Glory of Southern Cooking. Now, for my real meals, guys, I don't really go to a cookbook for. I like trying new things. But when I'm baking, of course, I'm not a baker by trade, so I have to use a recipe to bake. I'm not like my mom and grandmom, you know, throwing a little bit of this and throwing a little bit of that and coming out with a nice baked item. But I think my favorite cookbook item that I've ever picked up was an asparagus casserole that I picked up from this book that was given to me by my aunt. It's by Belle's Best. Southern Belle used to be the telephone operating system in the South. My aunt worked for it. They always bought out a book around the holidays of all these recipes from all of the, you know, people who worked within the Southern Belle system. And then they would actually have their name, you know, who the recipe was by, like this, you know, the Natchez Council for such and such. And I picked up an asparagus casserole, guys, from this book, and I have been using it on my table for the holidays ever since. Again, I've been married almost 20 plus years. As you can see, this book has got a lot of use. I've used this a lot. Pages are, you know, falling apart. But yeah, so that's my favorite cookbook meal, my asparagus casserole that I make for the holidays. Okay, the number 4 is my healthiest dinner dish you make. I guess anything fish related, because I like grilling fish. I like salmon. I like lemon. So anything I can just kind of throw on the grill or even in the stove. So I guess when we do salmon, I do like a brown rice and just spinach. You know, I top it with spinach. Something as simple as that, but I think that's pretty healthy. So that probably dish or that meal would be my healthiest meal. Favorite soup you make? I make a mean chicken soup. I like all kinds of soup, but I make a mean chicken soup. So I guess my favorite soup is a chicken soup. Okay, the next one is most unique dish you make. I was sitting up here trying to think. I guess I'm sort of a basic cook. Unique. I don't know. Okay. Unique. I really don't get what they mean by unique. I guess in some cultures, chitlins would be unique. I know how to make some chitlins. My husband won't let me make them in here, though. If he's home, he won't. That's the only thing he has put his foot down about me making. Don't cook no chitlins in my house. He can't take the smell, even though it's not that bad. I'm trying to think. Unique. I don't know. I guess I'm a basic cook. So I'm going to come up with some chitlins, because that's unique to a lot of you guys who follow me, I'm sure. It may not be to a lot, but, you know, some chitlins are very unique. So I can make that. Okay. The next question, favorite pasta dish. I make a mean stuffed shell. I've shown you guys that before also, I think. Yeah, I've shown you footage of my stuffed shell. But I love a stuffed shell because it's really easy. Kids' favorite meal. My girls like when I make fish or crabs, you know. When we do like a big crab boil or like a seafood night, they love my catfish. So I guess anything seafood related or fish related, they like that. I guess my crabs, shrimp, everything entailed for like a seafood type night or a fish fry night. Okay, dish you always bring to parties, potlucks, and gatherings. The last time we went somewhere, we went over to my brother's house to watch the game, and I bought macaroni and cheese. So I guess macaroni and cheese, you know, I bought that to a lot of places. So yeah, my macaroni and cheese. And number 10. Keep this tag alive. Tag 3 friends. Now, because this tag is old, I'm not going to tag anybody. And I know y'all busy. I am going to ask my viewers to write in the comment below some unique things that you like cooking. We are getting ready for the Super Bowl of all cooking. It's Thanksgiving. So, y'all, I'm about to head to the grocery store, get finished kind of checking my list and stuff. But y'all let me know in the comments. Again, I want to thank Sharon for tagging me. Hey, Sharon, y'all check her channel out. She does a lot of good DIYs. She loves to haul, loves to shop, and she does it on a budget. So I think y'all are going to enjoy her channel. So, okay, guys, I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.